Beneath the dogwood, the hollowing silence dawn crept through the pines with a thin, gray touch as Chief Roland Hayes rolled down Miller's Bluff Road once more. For over 3 weeks, the search had become ritual, a steady, grinding hope, strained by restlessness and routine. The world had changed since Daniel and Anna disappeared. September's greenness had faded. Now the woods crackled with crisp leaves, shadows grown longer and colder as October approached. Bobby was waiting near the sandbar, the old Ford idling and windows fogged. His posture spoke of weariness, each motion heavier than the last. Hayes saw echoes of himself in the young deputy, the way fear had settled behind the eyes, mixing with an unspoken need for answers. "Nothing new down here," Bobby said as Hayes approached. "Anything fresh gets washed clean too quick. Rivers taken away what prints there were." Hayes paced the riverbank, boots biting damp sand. It was a place filled with secrets, scraps of cloth snagged on twigs, shards of glass half buried in silt. Hayes imagined all the ways this stretch of water could hide or reveal the truth. "We've got to keep going," Hayes murmured, half to himself. He scanned the shore, knowing too well what passes for hope in plain dealing. A tire track, a broken branch, sometimes only the soft weight of suspicion. He and Bobby drove back to town as sunlight thinned through the pine tops. The air was heavy, the silence only cut by the distant sound of hounds barking somewhere deep in the fields, not searching for Daniel and Anna, but following the rhythms of autumn's hunt. At the town hall, Hayes convened a gathering. Doris, her pale hands clenching a cold cup of coffee. Rosa, every inch of her body wound tight as a wire. Reverend Andrews, quiet and steady. Bobby and 2 deputies. Mr. Temple from Wynnum's grocery. And near the door, Anna's friend Jackie Lee, fidgeting and unsure if she even should be there. Hayes broke the thick silence. "We need to revisit every spot the kids might have gone, everything they might have said, places they could have run to if scared. If there's something Anna or Daniel talked about, anywhere they felt safe, now's the time." Jackie shifted, glancing at Rosa for encouragement. With a trembling breath, she said, "Anna always talked about that old swing by the river. She said if something ever happened, she'd go there, or at least try. It made her feel safe, like she could figure things out while swinging." The room paused, every face processing Jackie's words. Doris pressed a hand to her lips, remembering Anna and Daniel playing their summers before. Bobby scribbled a note. Mr. Temple added, "That clearing's just past the end of Miller's Bluff Trail, isn't it?" Hayes nodded, resolve hardening in his voice. "That's where we go next. We don't leave any stone unturned, especially if Anna thought of it as a refuge." He stood, gathering the search party together, the group united by the new hope that maybe, just maybe, the old swing might hold the next clue. A sense of direction focused the room. Hearts beat a little faster. The woods and the river would be scoured again, with every eye and ear bent toward the clearing by the oak and the battered swing Anna had always trusted. Before they left, Mr. Temple mentioned, "Saw a man camping at the sandbar before the kids went missing early September. Green sleeping bag, fishing rod, but didn't fish much. Disappeared after 3 days." Bobby confirmed, "I saw him too late Sunday before they vanished. Limp, long beard, always by himself." After lunch, the searchers set out through Miller's Bluff as the weather soured, clouds hanging low and heavy. The woods weren't just silent, they felt watchful. Old stories lingered here, stories of lost dogs, men vanished in the flood, a hawk that screamed every twilight for a ghost it had seen in the trees. As they walked, Bobby broke the hush. "Remember when this trail was for berry picking and skipping rocks? Feels different now." Hayes nodded. "Places change when the worst happens." They reached the clearing by the dying oak. The ground was slick with fresh rain, leaves pasted to boots and cuffs. The old swing hung limp, rope unraveling, seat cracked with age. This was Anna's safe place, and now it felt somber foreboding. Hayes scanned the scene piece by piece. A girl's shoe lay twisted near a patch of thorns. Its color faded, lace broken. Under the oak's roots, he spotted a scrap of blue cloth Daniel's shirt, torn anew. Muddy prints overlapped, deep enough to tell of haste, but old enough to blur into uncertainty. Bobby bent down, tracing the edges of a boot print with his pocket knife. Big print, Bobby said. Heavier than Daniel. Could be our stranger. Or Marvin. Hayes listened as the woods throbbed with the distant rumble of thunder. Time was running thin. He walked slowly, examining every shift in dirt, every sign of confusion left behind. Smashed branches hinted at a struggle or flight. Wrappers from Wynnham's grocery, tucked under a rock, damp and half-torn. One deputy called Hayes over. "Found this," he said, holding up an old fishing license, nearly unreadable but bearing a name. Ed Thomason, a drifter who'd been seen in the parish years ago. Hayes pocketed the license and stared at the river, its surface now rough and churning. If someone came through here after the rain, they might have forced the kids down to the river. Couldn't go back. Too slick. Had to cross or hide. As late afternoon faded, Hayes felt the tension between waiting and searching intensify. He turned to his team. Fan out. Look for any place someone could have hauled up fallen logs, brush piles, old sheds. This part of the woods has secrets. Bobby hesitated. "Chief, do you think we'll find them?" Hayes answered, voice low but sure. "We have to." Rosa and Doris waited at the edge of the woods, hope flickering in their eyes against the shade. Hayes drew them close, sheltering them from the wind. As night crept in, the searchers gathered, hearts heavy, but hands still sifting through leaves and memories. Hayes lingered at the swing, eyes fixed on the forest's darkness, listening for the faintest reason to hope. To be continued.